Hello and welcome to Capital Connection. My name is Kamran Yusuf. 1 week after the elections, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is inching closer to form the government in the centre and in Punjab province. If that happens, which of course is the case, then credit must go to Jahangir Tareen because he is the one who is going from pillar to post to convince independent candidates and also other smaller parties to join Tehreek-e-Insaf. But there are people who say that is it fair on part of Tehreek-e-Insaf, a party which always claims a party of change, to resort to such political tactics which usually we associate with parties or other political forces. The question is, has Imran Khan already compromised on his principles to gain power, or this is how the politics is done in Pakistan? To discuss this, I am joined by, in our studios, Mr. Uwais Tawheed, who is a senior journalist and of course a well-known political commentator. We have also with us Mr. Faisal Rahman, a well-known face. He is a senior journalist and also currently anchor person with state-run Pakistan Television. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Naseem Siddiqui, who is a senior journalist and currently bureau chief of Ab Tak Television. Welcome to all of you in the program. Before we discuss this issue of principles and morality, I think the first question is, do you think that it is easier for PTI to form the government in the centre? Because the number game is very critical at the moment, although they are claiming that they have the numbers, but they are still short of that simple majority.
Kamran, I mean, in the sense that now Imran Khan, who has been into politics for last more than 2 decades, he, as you rightly mentioned, that he is like very close to the corridors of power, and I believe that number game is not going to matter that much, and the ground is all set for Mr. Khan to become Prime Minister and his party Tehreek-e-Insaf to be the ruling party. What probably would matter that will he be in a position to call the shots when it is going to be policy matters, when it is going to be legislation in the assembly, because he is going to face traditional, expert, seasoned politicians in the form of Grand Democratic Alliance, GDA, which means that we are talking about PMLN, which was the ruling party and which was headed by former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who is in jail along with his daughter on corruption charges, and then Pakistan People's Party. We all know that former President Asif Ali Zardari is known for his wheeling dealing and is behind the scene political hobnobbing. And at the same time, the Religious Political Alliance, MMA, which is going to be headed by Maulana Fazlur Rahman and Jamaat-e-Islami, Maulana Sirajul Haq. So it means that we are talking about 64 seats of PMLN, 43 seats of PPP, 107, and then 12 of MMA, 120, 119, and then 2 of ANP, which is Pashto Nationalist Party. So we are talking about 121 in the
that
House
makes a formidable opposition, and perhaps for the first time in Pakistan's history that you have such a strong opposition.
Kamran, the info which we are getting out of those meetings, indoor meetings of all parties conference or all parties meetings, former President Asif Ali Zardari categorically conveyed a strong message to Shehbaz Sharif, who is now leading PMLN, and Maulana Fazlur Rahman, who is very angry because he has lost a lot in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at the hands of Tehreek-e-Insaf, that don't even try to form the government. Be in the opposition, and we are to give a tough time to Imran Khan. Now is going to be a testing time for Imran Khan. I think we all should respect his mandate, but at the same time...
But he should also be ready for... let me take the discussion forward. So Mr. Uwais Tawheed pointed out that it appears that eventually PTI is going to form the government in the centre. The real challenge is, of course, that there are many challenges, but within the parliament, the major challenge, of course, for them is how they will deal this formidable opposition, both Pakistan People's Party and the PMLN, and they are as Mr. Owais Tauheed pointed out, very veteran. They know how to conduct the parliamentary business. So this is a real heck of a time for Imran Khan.
Yeah, those parties have been in power for such a long time. Look at Pakistan People's Party, they've been in power 3 times, PMLN 3 times, and Maulana Sahab, I think, is one of the most seasoned politicians in Pakistan who exactly knows, how to maneuver, how to sort of challenge people like Imran Khan for that matter. Though, when you say that they were in not simple majority, or maybe they've got something like 120, 25 odd seats put together, People's Party, PML. Opposition, as you earlier mentioned, is going to be so strong, and that is going to be the real challenge for Imran Khan. I think it's not going to be energy, it is not going to be the water issue. This is what would matter in the longer run, number one. Number two, that if Imran Khan forms the government, this is going to be the first time that his party, which is pretty new, and there is a lot of expectation from the people, because he has been talking about change, he's been talking about Naya Pakistan, he's been talking about so many, I would actually rate certain things at a high level, because I believe that Imran Khan, since he's committed so much, will he be able to deliver? I think that delivery was only possible if he had 2/3 majority.
Coming from Faisal means a lot.
Yeah.
That much I tell you.
Now, secondly,
because he was very supportive of Imran Khan's agenda. I mean, in the sense that obviously he
is also now skeptical. You're talking about
and
the change.
Smaller groups, Kamran. I mean, just to add one small point, and the smaller groups, the independents, whom they're going to join hands with, they are going to be another challenge from within. So
Yes.
not
Because
from the opposition,
that is
but
why
at the same
actually
time.
the next question, because you talked
they
about
will
change.
create
Let me
a
bring
pressure
in
group, definitely.
Mr. Naseem Siddiqui here, because Imran Khan always talks of change and breaking from the traditional politics. But what is happening now, as you know, that how Jahangir Tareen is going everywhere, wherever he finds independent candidates, he's trying to bring them on board. And even if we see a few speeches of Imran Khan during the election campaign, he said that these independent candidates always contest elections for themselves. When they won the elections, then they are up for sale. Whoever gives them the best price, they really join those parties. Do you think that Jahangir Tareen is now giving them the best price? That is why they are joining Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf?
Exactly. Imran Khan has been talking about these changes, and as he said that about Naya Pakistan, but practically you can see that he is doing all the same things which have been done by the PMLN or People's Party in the past. So he has staged another Changamanga as well, Jahangir Tareen.
But if you were Imran Khan, what would you have done? Because he doesn't have the simple majority. Obviously, he has struggled for 22 years to be Pakistan's Prime Minister. So he has no other option. What do you think?
So he shouldn't have been that much criticized the other parties, because he's doing the same things. He's claiming new Pakistan and new things, but he's not posing that one. So he shouldn't go for these people like that. If he has got 116, he should opt for the sitting into the opposition as well. As he said that if I couldn't win, I'll sit in the opposition. But he is doing the same horse trading which has been done by People's Party or PMLN in the past. So that doesn't look nice. He has to be out of that stereotype image, because he was posing that he will bring the change.
But the problem is, Mr. Owais Tauheed, he won't be able to form the government if he really stick to his principles.
That's why he said,
then he
wo
shouldn't talk about the
farishte
principles.
kahan se laun, where from I bring those angels, or Mr. Clean to be in the power. So I think that yes, at the same time with big no, Jahangir Tareen has been disqualified by Supreme Court, by the Superior Judiciary, and he has been declared dishonest. So if you put that entity in the front and your political front man, then obviously it's not going to send strong messages to your millions of supporters who are young, who are urban in their behavior. That is not going to send a strong message. For example,
their supporters are still justify all these things. I don't think so that at this time Imran Khan is really losing support. They
I think
justify.
Imran,
They justify
Imran Khan is losing support.
support of their, their followers. I mean, you're talking about this policy, millions of his supporters, the kind of policies that the way Jahangir Tareen is spearheading this entire
in a
campaign.
sense, Kamran, they have got blind faith in Imran Khan, and that's also true that Imran Khan's image is not tainted as unlike other politicians of Pakistan. That's also true. He has struggled. He has set up a great example by setting up Shaukat Khanam Cancer Hospital without corruption charges. But at the same time, when you say that you want to when you want to lay foundations of new Pakistan, Naya Pakistan, where you want to give a chance to new leadership, young leadership, then if you're relying on Chaudhrys, with due respect, Chaudhrys, I mean, in a sense, and Jahangir Tareen, who was with Musharraf, Chaudhrys were with former military ruler Musharraf. Now, if you are bringing those old faces in the garb of your new Pakistan slogan.
But those who support Imran Khan, they say that if your leader is neat and clean, if your captain is really leading from the front, then there is no problem. He can even take along all those tainted people and still bring a change.
No, I mean, in the sense that, sort of they have got blind faith, we have to respect their mandate. At the same time, we believe and we hope that Imran Khan brings out some positive changes and fundamental changes in political setup. But the challenges are tough. For example, first, he has to face political instability, which we have talked about. Second, it's economic crisis, which is looming large, and we all know that Americans have warned IMF to be very cautious, like while releasing funds or bailout package was 16 billion, which we are in need of right now.
The statement of Pompeo, the recent one.
That was about this. That's exactly.
And at the same time.
Okay, I think I have to go for a break here. Obviously, we'll also talk about the challenges, but the main question is that whether Imran Khan has really already compromised on his principles. If that is the case, how his supporters.
10-second comment before you take the break. I mean, I think how he forms the government will not matter in the long run. What he does being in the government will matter.
If he runs the government in the same manner as the previous people they were going, then it's going to be a
okay,
disaster.
but it remains to be seen that how it really runs the government. We will continue to discuss these very important issues, particularly whether Imran Khan will be able to deliver the kind of promises he made, the kind of expectations his supporters have. But we have to go for a break here, so stay with us.